Alright, you didgeridoos, welcome back to Practicing Portraits, an artwod roadmap. The whole didgeridoos thing is just I'm too lazy to come up with new ways to address my audience. I'm stealing it from my own shorts. So plagiarism, but self-inflicted plagiarism. Plagiarism? Plagiarism. I swear all this communications practice I'm doing goes out the fucking window when I'm doing YouTube videos. But yeah, draw along, get your pen, get your paper, draw along, right? I actually have something really interesting, really cool to talk about. Somebody on the Challenge 52 Discord, a link in description. I'm not affiliated. I'm just a dick writer. Also, same with artwod, not affiliated. Just an extreme shill because their teachings, clearly from if you can fucking look at my channel, are what have gotten me to the point that I'm at now, right? But right, anyways, what are we doing? We're looking at a portrait reference, putting a box, projecting a box onto it, putting a sphere inside that box, and putting center lines inside the sphere, inside the box, vertical and horizontal. If that sounds difficult, it is. I'm trying to hold fucking 3 layers of perspective, within, like, encapsulated within each other, inside themselves, up and down, sideways, right? Because that sentence made sense. It's very difficult to hold perspective in your mind or on the page, right? But the interesting thing I wanted to talk about, and again, talking while already thinking and drawing is a skill, right? Like that's a skill. So I want to be very clear that I will be slow, and everything I do is everything is a skill. So everything you do is also a skill, right? Even holding a pen in a different angle while you create a line in a different angle that you're used to, it's a skill. It's all skills. Anyways, now that I've gotten my usual shilling, not even shilling, just repetition of skills out of the way, right? Um, this video is already off to a bad start because I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna say. But either way, whatever. Draw along, please. But basically, in the Challenge 52 Discord, somebody was talking about, like, two people were discussing. One of them was Gumi, the other one was Vegito, one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball. Actually, Gogeta is my favorite, and Trunks, and Broly. I mean, they're all fucking cool. But yeah, I love Vegito was sick when watching it as a kid. Right, but either way, the character's name is the guy's username is Vegito, right? But it's Vegito with Vegeto. Sorry for doxing you, but not really, because nobody's gonna go out of their way to search this up, I presume. And even if they do, I mean, like, you really have to be a fucking no life to do anything more than what I just described, is be like, oh, he's talking about this thing. I'm in that Discord. I wonder what's going on. But basically, all I'm saying is somebody mentioned me, and that's sick, because I'm such a fucking nobody when it comes to YouTube. By the way, again, while I'm talking, I'm already trying to think about the box that this is all encapsulated in, and trying to think about the sphere inside the box, and trying to think about the center lines, right? So I actually do believe we see more of the side plane. This is a bit, it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell, but it's obviously very subtle, right? I'm gonna start with the top of the head this time, but we do have an angle, so maybe I should establish the angle first, right? The angle of the head. I'm pretty sure this is very accurate. I'm very certain it's accurate, like this specific angle that I have here for this box. So I'm simply going to look at the reference and then try projecting that same angle again, right? And while I'm doing this, I'm really trying to think about the overall box, the sphere inside the box, and then the center lines inside that sphere that follow the sphere's contour, right? The curvature of that sphere. It's extremely difficult to do all of this. And again, like, what I do next is, oh fuck, man, okay, I made a mistake because I feel as if maybe I won't have enough space here now, so we'll just have to figure it out. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure we see a decent amount. How much of the side plane are we seeing? How much of the side plane are we seeing? Because this person's head is not a perfect cube. Okay, you know what? This is actually pretty accurate. I see it now. Because again, people's heads are actually like, it's more like this, right? Like, this is where the chin comes into play and everything, right? But it's more, slightly more elongated, right? Like, this is actually the size of our head, roughly. It's why anybody who draws a Loomis head, or anybody who creates their own mannequin for the head, right? It's always something where it's like this, and then the neck, something like that. Like, it's not a perfect cube, and again, it's also not that thick, right? It's really it's a very it's a manipulated box. It's a more thinner box. It's a longer box, right? As your mannequin gets more advanced, it has tapering. It has additional shapes that are being embedded inside them, as per the Loomis head, right? But for the time being, this is actually pretty accurate. What I've done here, I'd say that's pretty fucking accurate, right? And I actually cheated there with my line, because this is a very difficult for me to draw. You see, like, look at that. You see how my line confidence it wavers, but I cheated because I used my shoulder. But I'm very enamored by using my like my fingers and creating extreme dexterity in my fingers to draw, right? Like I am enamored by that, and it all takes a shit ton of work, just a shit ton of fucking work. So obviously I'm going to see, like, look how it wavers. And again, while I'm doing this, I'm really trying to keep that perfect sphere in mind, right? Trying to keep it in mind. Is it always there? No, look, oh look, I converged this too much, so I had to kind of go over that just to hopefully revise it before it became a constant of this box. And again, while I'm doing this, I'm really trying to think about the perfect sphere that this should be encapsulated in. And I'm pretty certain that this is incorrect, because I feel as if I made this too narrow. Yeah, I definitely made this too narrow, and I don't think this is a narrow, this is almost an oval now, right? So there you go, I had the right idea, and then I simply made a mistake. So let's extend this a little bit outward, just a little bit. That's literally already better, although it is converging too much on the bottom, right? And again, while I'm doing this, I'm literally thinking, like, I'm trying to think as much as I can while I explain it, right? Because again, I think it's an extremely impressive skill to be able to I clearly cannot, to be able to explain yourself while you're drawing, right? Because anybody who actually puts effort into drawing you're probably well aware that it's fucking hard as shit to talk, let alone think already while you're drawing, right? But to talk on top of that. But now I've been doing that for 300 hours, right? I've been slowly working on that skill for 300 hours, you know? And there was a point in my earlier videos that for like literally, I'd say 3 to 4 practice sessions. These are diverging. See, that's something I still struggle with. But there was a point, see, and I'm cheating again because I'm sliding my hand across the page. I need to work on that. But yeah, there was a point where I stopped talking for a little bit of time because I was just like, no, I can't. I have to be quiet. I don't give a fuck. Like, I have to think. But now I've trained myself to be like, shut the fuck up, just think. Just literally train yourself to talk, see the box, see the sphere inside the box, see the center lines inside the sphere inside the box, and to explain yourself and to have a coherent sentence. Coherent sentence, right? It's all doable. It's all skills. It's all skill issues. And that's the beauty of learning something like art, right? It's all skill issues. You know, it's not that you're not good enough. It's that you're not me. No, it's because you're not good enough. It's literally, if you ever wonder why you cannot do something when you're drawing, literally because you're shit. And you can now now that you know that you're shit, you can be like, okay, what aspects am I shit at? Now that you relatively understand what aspects you're shit at, it's like, okay, now what can I do to get good? And then you do hundreds of those. But I love how I completely diverged from what I was talking about regarding the Discord thing. Basically, Vegito, this username, this guy, right? He mentioned my channel. Like, again, I'm a nobody, right? Like, I'm a nobody. And I only know this because I got tagged, like, because I don't hide who I am, technically. Like, I'm not gonna do a face reveal or any of that shit anytime soon. Not until 500,000 subs, right? So get to it, please. But I'm not going to do a face reveal until then, right? I've already done a fucking slutty body reveal, so if you're curious what's my body and how jacked I am looks like, go to my 500 sub Q&A. You'd be like, wow, this guy's really, really trying to whore himself out. And the answer is yes. And I will continue to try to whore myself out until somebody finally sticks and splurts. And again, now I'm doing the even more difficult thing, which is drawing. And this isn't required by artwod, by the way. Artwod, like, I'm doing 100 times more at this point than artwod requires, which is very important because you want to do 100 times more than anything, than any of this requires, right? Like, you are not going to be the artist you want until you put the work in. It's just a fact, right? Like, Sam does arts actually. See, that's amazing. I keep making that mistake. This is misaligned, so, right? Because it's so hard to think about the features and where they're placed, while also thinking about the sphere and the center line inside the sphere, right? But either way, Sam Does Arts actually came out with a video, like, it came out, I think, a month ago at this point, but, bless me, he was talking, and yes, my conversations are all over the place. Thank you for noticing, viewer who has stopped watching, stopped listening, and has most likely reported my account, right? But he came out with, and like, while I'm drawing this feature, I'm really, like, struggling to hold that sphere, because don't forget, I'm drawing features on top of a projection of a perspective that has 3 layers, right? If that sounds difficult, it is, because drawing is thinking. You know, I'll keep saying it, drawing is thinking, drawing is thinking. Like, I'll say it as many fucking 100 times as I need to, right? Maybe you won't take it, fuck that up. But maybe you won't take it seriously right now, But you know, when I'm good, I'm like, those words seem to have merit. Perhaps I should have listened. It's too fucking late at that point. Actually, that's the thing. It's never too late. But I just want to feel good about myself. Fuck off. I want to create a narrative where I'm the winner. But I don't even know what I'm saying. But I do know what I'm saying. But I don't know what I'm saying. You see how I probably gave you and me whiplash right there? That's called communication structure, something I need to work on. But anyways, yeah, holding that sphere is really difficult, even though this is a smaller box too, which I need to work on. Again, it's easier to draw smaller, it's easier to zoom, like it's easier to draw things tiny, right? But I've worked really hard to expand the size of my boxes to like this level of consistency. Sometimes they've gotten a lot bigger, but in general, like this is a pretty good level, and I need to be able to consistently have that proportion, because I think this is a good size for faces to be. Like the largest my faces will be for the time being, I think this is a good size, because it's like this is where I can render detail. I know some people can draw like this, like really big faces, but right now I just need to establish a good size proportion for the boxes that I see it, right? Like the goal is obviously to be able to see the fucking box on the entire page, not just for composition like a scene, but for the face itself, right? Because when I create my manga, and obviously I'll be doing practice manga before that, but when I create animorphs, like it's gonna obviously require a lot of fucking close-up shots and like intense expressions and all that stuff, and I'm not like obviously I have to train for it, because this is all trainable. These are all trainable skills. Again, while I'm talking and I'm trying to fucking like, and I'm not talking about anything related to art, I'm still drawing features on this box, which has a sphere inside of it, which I have to keep in mind, and center lines, which I haven't been able to keep in mind, because already just keeping the fucking sphere in mind while I'm talking, while I'm drawing on top of this fucking box is extremely difficult and cognitively demanding, right? So let's see, I already fucked up this part of her nose, to be honest. Fucked it up there too. It's very subtle, and this is why I love it, because like this level of size for the face still requires really fine details, which I am all for. Like I'm all for fine details, right? Because it's just an opportunity to improve my penmanship, and that's why I keep telling myself, you know, am I in extreme discomfort? Am I in cognitive discomfort? Right? It's because I want to be in as much fucking discomfort as possible. You know? Look at that. Look at these lines. Oof, look at how shaky they are. See, my lines are so fucking shaky. But I still have to keep the perspective in mind. Oof. See, that was really difficult. I'd say those lips are a bit more accurate than what I've done prior. This woman has really interesting lips. These are literally like, I believe she's Asian, and I don't know if the Asian features are coming across. Probably not, because I fucked up her nose, right? Like I don't believe I'm getting, because I think like Asian features, and again I really did fuck up the nose, right? It definitely doesn't look Asian, because Asian people have what is it? They have, okay. First of all, maybe if I add the eyelids, it'll make a difference. Maybe. Yeah, they have flatter noses, wider noses. Because okay, my girlfriend's Asian, right? So like when I look at her nose and like on my nose, my nose is we both put on nasal strips for sleeping. Like she more than me, right? But like, what's it called? Just to like help with breathing and shit, right? And her nose is like, it's like if we're gonna go like by depth, like let's say this is mine. Mine's literally like this. The nasal strip is like fucking wrapped around like this, right? Like my nose is fucking like it's. I have an ethnic nose. I'm brown. It's like a fucking bridge, right? It's like a bump. Hers is like whoop, right? It's so cute, but. Yeah, like Asian features in general, from what I understand, is like wider bridge, flatter bridge, right? But still straight, you know? Like it's like this. Versus my nose is like fucking like that, and it's like like the bridge is like this, right? And I have an ethnic sneer. Look at that. That's a horrible fucking nose. But I do have like, I'm Tamil, right? Tamil for you what folks. Yeah, so like I have that. My friend is also, he's Sri Lankan Tamil, I'm South Indian Tamil. Doesn't really matter, but like we both have that beautiful ethnic sneer. But then we also have that giant, like, you know, like the bump in our nose or just a schnoz, right? But Asian features, from what I've seen, is usually it's flat, but it's like it's very subtle bridge, and really tiny nostrils, like really fucking tiny nostrils. Like, and that's the beauty of features, and this is why I'm so enamored by portraiture, is the fact that you can inform so much just by changing the width, the depth, right? Like the size of other features in relation to one feature. Like what is this? Like this is just nostril size, right? Bridge, and then depth of the bridge. You know, it makes such a huge difference. But I'm gonna rest my brain. Actually, no, let me do the ear, and then I'm gonna rest my brain. I encourage you to do that as well, right? Yeah, portraiture is fucking amazing. It's so cool. And then I'm gonna rest my brain, and then I'm gonna actually finish all my fucking sentences coherently. Hopefully, for once. But yeah, I encourage you to do so as well. So, okay, let me finish one of my other sentences, and then we'll go back to good old Vegito and being called out on the Discord. Not called out, but mentioned. Which is, yeah, like I always want to put in as much effort as possible. And right now we're transferring this over. So we're transferring over the box, the sphere inside the box, the central lines inside the sphere inside the box, right? Trying to really hold that, trying to keep this perspective. The subtle perspectives are extremely difficult. But I basically always want to be grinding my brain. Like I really always want to just be in extreme cognitive discomfort, right? And there's that it's like that Goldilocks zone where you're in a shit ton of discomfort. And again, while I'm talking, it's extremely uncomfortable to fucking focus while I'm talking, but that's a skill. That's a skill I'm going to build. I wiggle my fucking hands a lot. I've noticed I do this quite a bit where I'm always like, blah, 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 blah. But, what's it called? Yeah, like I always want to be in as much discomfort as possible. And like again, my goal is just to fucking build a mind that can see so many layers of perspective, right? Like if the goal is something like Kim Jong-gi, Dong Ho Kim, Dong Ho Kim, Jae Kwang Park, Peter Han, Sori Kim, Elisa Ivanova, right? Evan Amundsen, who else? Fucking, there's so many people. Jonas Minabo, any like amazing concept artist, fucking Broken Draw, like Tyrion, right? Antonio, right? From the founder of artwod, right? Antonio Shapertz, right? Like the point is, if I want to be an excellent draftsman, I must train my brain to be excellent in drafting the space around me or the space on the page, right? So even like while I talked right now, I lost my focus and I was immediately about, and again, this drawing in the background is a distraction too, because it's still a box in a different space and that's fucking with me. But it's like, no, train your brain to ignore all of that. Right now, I'm in extreme discomfort and just purely, ghost and focus. Just focus as much as you possibly can, right? And focus wanes. Like focus wanes? Or is it wanes? I think it's wanes. But focus does wane. And that's normal. The point, focusing is a skill, right? The act of focusing is to establish your focus back to what you're trying to focus on. Say focus one more time. Focus, anyways. Right? Fucking. So yeah, I always want to be in as much discomfort as possible because that discomfort is where growth occurs, right? And now, like, while I'm trying to hold this projection of the box and the sphere, I'm trying to wrap things around that sphere, right? Because this is a form wrapping exercise more than anything. It's a designing forms around the sphere, right? And that's extremely fucking difficult. And that's why while I'm talking, I'm really struggling to hold this. And this is the beautiful part, because this difficulty right here is when I feel good. And that's what we can train ourselves to just feel fucking good. Attach dopamine to mistakes. And the more things you can quantify as mistakes, the more things you can attach dopamine to, right? I'm quantifying just my fucking attempts to hold these in my mind as failures. Like every time I don't get it, it's a fucking mistake. And good, now I feel good. Like just, I don't know if the science works that deeply where it's like you can contextualize your mistakes to the point of attaching dopamine to them, right? But if the science states that, hey, if you recognize errors and you attach dopamine, that's the main thing, then it's like, okay, well just, maybe we can contextualize the errors even more nuanced rather than what we're actually like I'm putting down then into like what I'm visualizing as well. Who knows? The point is, I still feel good, and that's part of the learning process, and that's what's helping me learn. So that's that thought process relatively closed off. The other one is, I was essentially two people, Gumi and Vegito, where, is this doxing? I don't fucking know, bro. Nobody gives a shit about us. Like, this is not so deep, right? But they were talking about art. I think Gumi was saying some, and again, like while I'm going off on this conversation, I'm still trying to fucking see this box, sphere inside the box, center lines inside the sphere inside the box, right? It's about building the skill. It's about building the spatial awareness, and I have very high standards for my spatial awareness and like what I'm trying to do. Like I want to be able to talk about some random bullshit and still see incredible depth and like draw on those things and like create scenery and composition. And obviously that's like a multi-decade plan, but might as well start now. Like might as well just start now. Start now. Okay, so let me establish the sphere. Establish the sphere, and we're gonna do something different, and this is gonna fail for sure, but it's okay. It's completely fine that it's going to fail, because that's what I expect anyways. Yeah, this drawing in the back is really fucking with me, but I have to really focus on not letting it fuck with me, right? This is going to fail. That's okay, because I expect it to fail, right? And that's what I want. I want this to be a failure. See, like now when I look here and I'm trying to draw something small, immediately my mind's just like, it just zoomed, it completely just derailed. Everything was lost because the second I tried thinking about like a small detail here, completely lost the bigger picture of the box, sphere inside the box, and center lines inside the sphere inside the box, right? But I still have to establish a center somewhere here, which is important, right? So let's do something like, and this might, I don't even know if this is going to turn into a sphere that I can be proud of, but maybe if I elongate this, something can occur. Something. Who knows if it's the thing, but something perhaps can occur, right? Now, I need to also think about the center line, right? So this is my, see, and that box in the background is really fucking with me. See, I can't even tell the story anymore because I'm actually really focused on the spatial reasoning aspect of what I'm trying to do, right? Because I need to make sure the box is also proportionate. I need to make sure I'm holding that proportion. I need to make sure that the sphere inside of it is also proportionate. These are all extremely difficult cognitively, is that even a word anymore? It doesn't sound real. Cognitively demanding skills, right? And that is art. Art is a cognitively demanding skill. It is much less a motor skill. It is your mind. If your mind is working, you are drawing. Okay? Like if there's at any point you're wondering, like, am I drawing? Am I really learning? It's like if your mind is struggling, yes, you're on the right path. Okay? And you will figure it out. Simply expand the time horizon to hundreds of hours and multiple, like 5, 10, 15 years, right? Think in decades, and you win. Because now you're like, okay, it's just gonna take a fuck ton of time. I'm gonna go back to doing what I can do now, which is just think. And it's extremely difficult because again, while I'm talking, I'm fucking thinking, and you know, I obviously always reiterate the same thing over and over, but these are reminders to me, information for you, the beginners or intermediates, whoever just, you know, maybe you have my level of skill, maybe you're way beyond. There's probably a lot of things you can do that I can't do, but the point is right now, with spatial reasoning, this is how I think about it, and I believe that this thought process has merit, right? So, let's see. And again, like, I'm still trying to figure out, like, it's extremely difficult to try to think about the spacing of it all, and I don't know what shape I want to use, but for the time being, perhaps just something like, let's see, like, okay, something like this, right? And this might very well be wrong, but that's the best part, is that it might, oh, see, okay, that should have been more subtle, but yeah, it might very well be wrong, and that's what I want, is like, it's okay to fucking fail miserably, because that's where I'm gonna learn, right? That's actually what I want, is to fail. But these failures are gonna teach me a lot. Now, is this box even in the right perspective? Actually, I don't know. I feel as if, okay, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but oof, see, it's hard to really see that box. So I'll tell the story afterwards clearly, because my brain is, oh man, my brain is really hurting, and this is amazing. This is genuinely amazing, right? So if I want this to be in the right perspective, I need to think about this top plane, because the subtle shift is very difficult. Now the question is, did I even get the perspective right? The answer is probably not. But again, this is fucking with me right here. This is really fucking with me. So the answer then just comes down to, okay, something like, no, see, I'm thinking too, because this is the end of my sphere. This is what I've decided. This is my entire sphere. Like, see, I can't even do the fucking ghosting, right? Let's say this is my sphere, right? Yeah, there you go. See, that helps establish it a lot more. If that's my sphere, then I need to follow that perspective. Oh my god, seeing that box is so difficult. Oh, dude, and this is where I need to push. This is where I really need to push to see the box. Okay? Like, this is where I really, really need to push to see the box. It's already a bit fucking wrong, to be honest, because it needs to be even more subtle, and this is already not that subtle, but, or it's, yeah, like less subtle than this, but this is where I really need to push and be like, okay, I will fucking see the sphere. I will see it. I will see it. Okay, and then I need to think about, let's see if that's on that side. See, like, okay, now we're bleeding into whatever's happening here, but that's okay, because it doesn't really matter what I'm doing in terms of like it bleeding in. I need to see this fucking box. I need to see this fucking box. I need to really, really grind my brain. Oh, see, I fucked that up. And for some reason my pen is dying now. Oh, okay, see, like that line is incorrect, but I don't care. I'm just going to. Okay, so we fucked it up, but that's fine by me. I'm okay with that. And then we should just, yeah, see, like, is that diverging? No, that's pretty accurate. Let's see. This is extremely difficult. Like, I want to be very clear. Like, I don't even know if I'm seeing anything right anymore. Like, I genuinely don't know, but I'm just going to, let's see, like, that's the box. That's what I did there. Then this is what I'm going to do here. And it's like I'm really trying to hold this together, but I feel as if I've already made a lot of mistakes, right? And I mean, that's fine. Like, again, I have no problem with making mistakes. The main thing is I just need to grind my fucking brain, right? Oh man. Yeah, see, like I pushed this out too much. I didn't consider, like, even again, proportion wise, like how that would affect it, but like this is just not accurate, and these lines, but we can still make this work because I will figure out a way to make it work, right? Okay, see, I'm not seeing the box anymore, so I'm gonna rest my brain. I encourage you to do so as well, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna recalibrate, and we're going to figure this out, and that's what matters. So it's like, no matter what, I'm gonna slowly figure it out. So I'll be right back. If you're wondering what those really subtle slurping noises are, it's me making slurping noises as I drink my coffee. Dumbass. Anyways, okay, so we still have to make sure that, let's see, if I do something like this. Wait. And then something like this. And then, again, I'm just trying to play around with ratios. I don't even know if this looks good. TBH famo. There you go. And we shall do the same thing. Nope, see, I can't do the same thing there because oh, see, that's a huge mistake on my end now because, again, if it's projected out here, it's obviously interfering with this other line. So I should have thought of that beforehand. So, if anything, this is going to be asymmetrical. We're gonna have some asymmetry. And dude, this is fucking hurting my brain to see that box. Like, genuinely, it's hurting my brain to see the box and the sphere inside of it. But while I draw these very subtle shapes, I have to do my best to not lose the perspective. And this is the grind. In a good way. Again, the grind is good. Just don't be a pussy. It's as simple as that. Like, the grind is good. Because the grind is what informs you that you are actually working, right? People have bastardized the word grind, but grind is actually not grind. Grind is effort. So are you putting in effort? Yes, congratulations. Like, that's exactly what you need to put in, right? But, see, like, I don't think the ratios look good here either. And perhaps I'm getting too caught up in the tiny details. Perhaps. It's very likely I am, actually. But in fact, we'll just leave the asymmetry like so. There you go. Let's see, right? Okay, what's happening here? Did I fuck something up? Hold up. Did I fuck something up? Something is not right, but what's happening here now too? Okay. This is muddied all around. I'm very well aware this is just not good. But, and because the shapes aren't clear either. Like, they're just not clear. So I'm aware of that. Do not fret. I'm very well aware that the shapes are subpar as fuck, right? But we just have to commit and close this off. And that's a mistake. Like, this is all a huge mistake, right? I didn't really see the perspective as well as I could have. I have to keep trying to see that sphere, right? Like, this just looks like ass. Like, it's just not good. It's just not good. Like, I didn't, like, this doesn't make any sense. This is just so bad. And that's fine, because maybe I can simply, okay, again, if this is the perspective that I've established, right? Let's try to think more big, medium, small, right? Not that, like, I'm fucking extremely aware of what that means, but... And the perspective has changed quite a bit, actually, so... This is so difficult. But it's good, because this is the type of difficulty that I want, you know? And who knows if this shape that I'm drawing here even looks good, but we're simply going to go with it, right? We're just gonna go with it, and we'll close it off here, right? And then we'll do something like this that really reestablishes, hopefully, the perspective that I want, right? And let's see. Oh, wait. Okay, this has to follow the... Like that. This is... There you go. This has to follow the sphere. Almost fucked that up, too. Which... That is just like, okay, like really big mistakes. Oh, I'm struggling so hard to hold that sphere. Like, this is already designed horribly. You know, you do something like this, you're like, I get it, and then... You don't. Okay, I guess I might as well fucking... Like, if I'm already fucking up this much, I might as well just talk about the, like, the Discord thing. Basically, something, like, two people were talking. One of them Vegito, one of them Gumi. Right, Gumi was talking about, like, you know, how hard it was to, you know, get the reps in. And, like, they posted their work, and they weren't sure whether they were doing things correctly. And then... Vegito was just like, he was saying all the things I say, where he's like, oh, it's about the cognitive effort, it's about this, it's about that, it's about the repetitions, do as many repetitions and all that stuff. I'm like, interesting, right? But I basically, like, how I knew about all of this is I got tagged. I got tagged in, like, he basically linked my, this is a video for beginner artists, you are not alone, like my video that I put out, right? And he's like, this changed my life. He's like, this guy shows everything. He shows all his failures. And then I responded being like, damn, I don't know people watch me. And he's like, yeah, bro, you literally changed the way I approach practice. Thank you. And I was like, oh, Mickey famming. You're all Mickey famming. That's it. That's the story. Could have been a lot better. They really fucked it up. But, okay, now I don't know what to do. But, like, yeah, this has kind of gone to shit. But I still have to make sense of it. Right? So... What happens? What happens here? Let's see. Okay, we'll do something like this. Right? We'll do something like this. And then... We'll turn this in. I'm trying to think. Okay, well, I'll close this off first. Okay, so that you can see that sphere is already amazingly huge mistake that I made is that the sphere is too flat at the top. Okay, and then maybe we'll have it wrap around at least, like, because this is the end of my sphere, right? And we'll have it wrap around maybe here as well, right? And this will continue the sphere. And again, it has to be very subtle. And we'll just have something like this. Again, I don't even know if this is gonna look... Dude, like, the perspective is so off. But... Let's see. Oh my god, it's so hard to think about everything right now. It's so fucking hard to think about everything right now. Right? Oh, see, I fucked that up. So there you go. Maybe something like that. That's not even what I wanted to do at all. But it was extremely hard to think. Oh, see, I misaligned that as well. Okay, yeah, my brain just is not working today, which is good because I hope it shows that like, oh, okay, so we're just gonna have moments like this all the time when we're drawing. Exactly, you are. How long has it been? It's been 34 minutes. Okay, we're just gonna call it on this one because I clearly could not see what I wanted to see, and that's a good thing because it's a failure, which is a good thing. But it's time to move on and try again because this angle, like, clearly, yeah, look at that. You do something nice like this, and then it turns into something like this after. So I wasn't thinking in terms of clean shapes, clearly, right? Yeah, I just wasn't like, look at that. That looks so bad. It's just no ratios, nothing. But that's a good thing, right? Like when I say it looked bad, I'm not frustrated. I don't feel any frustration. I just feel good knowing that I made these mistakes, right? Maybe I could add something like this that keeps the perspective in check, right? It's like, okay, maybe we can add something like this, right? And it's kind of like, oh, okay, this is, there you go. And it's like, oh, okay, like it's kind of wrapping around the contour. We see a little bit of subtlety, but even then, nothing special, right? Absolutely nothing special. And it's really difficult, especially because things are spherical, right? Like this still doesn't really look like it's wrapping around the shape like this does, but it's all a work in progress. Again, like I could do little things like have this be kind of little grill marks, right? We could have something like that because it has to follow the perspective. We could do something like that. And I am getting better at keeping it in mind, but you also have to understand that just keeping it in mind is one part of the equation, right? Accurately seeing everything and applying it is and again, like while I'm talking, you can see that my speech is a bit stilted because of trying to, and again, lines just got fucked. Trying to think about all this is very difficult. And you'll see that this doesn't really follow it properly. You know, neither does it follow it properly here, maybe. Oh, very likely. I mean, it looks off, it looks flat, you know? And that's probably because I didn't see the... Yeah, I probably didn't see the sphere as well as I should have. There you go. This is a bit higher up. Whatever, we'll leave it, we'll leave it. I'm gonna rest my brain and then we're gonna just keep trying. At the end of the day, there's nothing else to do but keep trying. And the thing is, like, I'm relatively proud of myself because I did this while my brain was just fucking trying to talk, hold everything together. And that's the thing, like, I pushed myself to the point of discomfort where my brain just lost everything. Like, it couldn't hold it. And that discomfort is what I'm gonna aim for again, right? Just keep trying, just keep fucking trying. But I wanted to make nicer shapes, and clearly I didn't spatially reason it as well as I could have. Like, I just, objectively, I did not. And this was a great mistake. But clearly you can tell, like, I struggle with this angle, right? I struggle with the box tilted. This one was a lot better, but then we see too much of the top. This one, there's no tilt. There's nothing that's visually that tells us it's a tilt because I fucked this up, right? Like, this is actually what would have informed it. If this was actually following the perspective correctly, then we would have seen something like this instead. And that already would have changed it drastically, right? But again, like I just did not see it properly at all. And that's why I need to focus on just large shapes. Large shapes? Can't even speak. That's why I need to focus on large shapes, because this is a huge mistake. You see, with my process in the last video, this one is, we started large, and then, like, once I started establishing large structural shapes, then we went and added small details. So, it's all a learning journey. Let me rest my brain, and then we can obviously just try again. That's all we can do. And I think it's very clear that I'm kind of gravitating towards a design that's like things in the middle and all that stuff. And yes, while I would like to break out of that, right now, whether I do or don't break out of it based on what I'm drawing, the most important thing currently, for me clearly, is just to get the to have, you know, box, sphere inside the box, central lines inside the sphere inside the box, and then the first step of just wrapping simple shapes around it, right? Like that's the main step right now. We can always go back, we can always progress and make things more complex when they need to be more complex, or like design, ideate, and all that shit. But right now, it's taking all my brain energy just to hold that fucking 3 layers of perspective visualized on the page in my mind, like a combination kind of for me. And then to be like, okay, now how the fuck what kind of shapes am I gonna add to this, right? Like, how am I gonna balance the shapes? How am I gonna make them look pleasing to the eye, right? So that is already a shit ton of mental work. So it's just like this. It's the thing with, I think, art in general is you want to be able to do everything, but you can't. Not right now. You just have to be slow and steady. Like slow and steady, genuinely just slow and steady. There's literally no other way. Right? So let's see. Okay, this is a pretty good box. Again, good size. This is good. And again, I'm trying to hold this sphere inside my in the head, like inside in the head, what the fuck? In my head as I do this, right? Trying to ensure that it's accurate as much as I can. Right? This is a good size. I think this is a good size for portraits in general. Like this is a good balance between, at least currently what I believe is, I believe the size of the box I'm drawing for these portraits will retain a good balance between, like, okay, it's pretty large, you know, we can practice good spatial reasoning with this, and as well as I can also practice fine lines, because once shading comes into the play over the next year, right, then it will allow me the nuance of really focusing on my fine line work. Because if you look at Karl Kapinski's work, and again, while I'm saying all this, I'm still thinking about the box, the sphere inside the box, and the center lines as much as possible. I'm just going to repeat that as much as I can. So anybody who's interested or trying to understand the process is very well aware, like, oh, it's just constant effort on thinking. Not just constant effort in general, but just specifically thinking about spatial reasoning. Is it that important? Yes, dumbass, the fundamentals are that important, right? And you are capable of this effort, by the way. Like, this is not special to me. I mean, I've had people comment being like, how do you do this? And then I explain it, and sometimes they've been like, holy shit, that's the one time I could never do that. It's like, you can. You can. Okay, but it's just, you'll have your own level of doing it, and at the end of the day, like, it's going to be very simple in the beginning, which is just visualize line, horizon line, and your horizon line will be like fucking not even an inch, right? And your vanishing point will be like, you'll start off in this, because this is my experience, right? Because I'm fucking average to below average. So in the beginning, the horizon line was this big in my mind and on the page, right? Okay, maybe like this big, right? And the vanishing point was like here, and my distance was like here. And this is what took a fuck ton of energy. Just doing this, just doing that was like, oh my god, I'm killing my brain. Same energy, by the way, same cognitive effort as I just applied here. Same effort. Just the sheer consistency, volume, and just trying to just get better and better at what you're putting the effort towards is what creates the outsized return, right? So, and again, like, this is converging too fast. And I think this box actually, something about this box is off. I mean, it's definitely not. I think it's this convergence. And see, like, this is why I love that this size still teaches you. See, already that's so much better. Right, this definitely teaches you about I think this is why it's a good size, because not only do I have to spatially reason at a relatively good size for the sphere and the box, right, which is something I've pushed myself on. It was very difficult before, but I've just been consistently pushing myself on. It's also, it highlights every tiny mistake. Like, it's big enough that it pushes my spatial reasoning, but it's small enough that subtleties and like slight shifts in line, weight, line, perspective, like convergences and all that shit, like just things that are misplaced are still very obvious, right? The bigger it gets, the more you can get away with it. And I'm trying to find that balance between challenging my spatial reasoning and still not being able to get away with glaring mistakes or even tiny mistakes, right? Like, I don't want to get away with anything. I want it all to be very clear on what I'm doing. And again, like right now, while I'm talking, I'm thinking, and while I'm fucking thinking, I'm also trying to keep the goddamn sphere in the center lines. Okay, this is a little bit better, but I still fucked up the the perspective. Like, see, see that little fucking tiny millimeter of a difference, right? So I messed this up. It should have been slightly higher, right? So that's good. Like, these are good things, you know. But yeah, regarding like that whole Discord thing and Vegito basically recognizing the fact that not only I was on the server, but also saying that I changed the way they practice. I'm very thankful that my words resonated, right? Like, I can only be thankful because, oh, see, that's nice and subtle. That's what I want. Because that's what I'm hoping to achieve. Or like, that's one of the things I'm hoping to do is just let people know that just because something is difficult doesn't mean you shy away from it. In fact, it's the opposite. Something is difficult, therefore you rise to the challenge to be like, dude, this just because this is hard doesn't mean I can't do it. Because everything we're doing is difficult, right? Like, it's, and I'm trying to promote like the actual objective way we can change our mindset to that, which is focusing on the effort and actually striving to do difficult things, or like actually striving to train our mind to respond positively when things get difficult, right? And I'm glad, like, because their language was literally what I say, which is it's all about cognitive effort, it's all about repetitions, right? And I'm like, good, a true Viggy fammer. He just parrots everything I say. Just like me, I just parrot everything what Huberman says. I just parrot everything what Alex Hormozy says. Cause right, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't need to proclaim to be intelligent and have my own original thoughts. All I need to do is repeat the things and listen to the things that make me better, right? Right now, listening to a lot of the mindset shit motivates me to be like, fuck yeah, I'm building the asset. The asset is me. I'm the one getting better. None of this matters. Me, I'm getting better. And I like hearing that. I like hearing that you're on the fucking right path. Just keep fucking working hard. Keep trying, right? And you will figure it out. You know, that's what I need. I don't give a shit about having my own original thoughts. I don't need to. I have my own opinions on things which I'm passionate about, and then I have my own opinions on things in the sense that I agree with things that other people say, which reinforces the things that I'm passionate about or the path that I'm on, right? I'll never proclaim to be some fucking genius. But the whole like focus on the effort, focus on the errors thing, like specifically the way I say it, that's my own, I guess, original conclusion, right? Obviously based on information that other people have said or provided, but like the whole like obsession with just constantly talking about repetitions, like I have been like that ever since I really understood how to draw, right? So that I can proudly say, like, this is a huge part of me, right? Obviously based off of information that I've gotten outside of just me, because I can't you cannot learn in isolation or apply things in isolation, right? See, oh, those lines are so bad. That was much better. But yeah, while I'm doing this, I'm still thinking about the center lines as much as I can. This horizontal center line has been the most difficult, so we need to make sure to apply that over here when I start. But right now, I think, like, clearly the main thing is to just establish the shape, right? So establish the shape. And like retain, obviously, like establish the shape on top of the box, the sphere inside the box, and the center lines inside the sphere inside the box. But the main thing is, okay, well, think about, and I know I just completely segued into a different, like, into the art, back to the art, right? But yeah, like, I'm okay with, like, because I know that, like, I'm assuming, this is all assumptions based on fucking just my own goddamn conjecture, right? Like, oh, like, I just assume this happens. Yeah, that's fine. But I've thought about it. Like, at one point, people will probably be like, wow, this guy just parrots everything he hears, right? It's like, yes, I parrot the things which are beneficial to my life, which is work hard, keep trying, you will figure it out, and focus on the effort, right? If those things don't improve my life, then I wouldn't talk about them. But I do, because they have improved my life. My skill acquisition, my mindset, my general mental well-being, right? They've improved my work ethic, everything, right? There was a point where I was fucking parroting Hamza to myself, who was a self-improvement YouTuber, right? Because this whole, like, do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it, fucking work hard, you are capable of it. Being productive isn't just grinding all the time, it's taking walks, it's spending time with family. Like, those are all things I still internalize to this day, but I needed a moment in my life where I just need to fucking keep saying that to myself and keep listening to videos stating that message, right? Again, like, the whole, you know, Hormozy always says, people need to be reminded more than they need to be taught, and I find that to be true, because that's been my life experience. The times when I've truly internalized things that were good for me is when I kept listening to or reading about things that I knew were good for me, right? And just keep reminding myself. And right now I'm just in a point in my life where I just need to keep being reminded of working hard, right? Because otherwise it's easy to fall off working hard, right? And that's why I encourage all of you. That's why my videos are kind of like the fucking art self-improvement sometimes for that, right? People who say you've changed my mind or you like inspiration, all that shit. I'm assuming it's because I keep reminding you that yes, doing the difficult spatial reasoning is good for you, and I prove it by getting better constantly, right? Like, This is my latest drawing from imagination. Not done, I'm doing it on my live stream, but I've never fucking drawn a ship. I've never really drawn buildings. I've never done any sort of perspective like this. This was a huge challenge for me. But I spent 50 hours doing this. And this was spatial reasoning exercises. So this translated into this, right? So, again, like I do my best to put, like actually provide the evidence that these things work by, it's not my advice, it's the advice of people who are 100 times better than me. Biggest thing Kim Jong-il said when he came to America, or like why he started teaching, is like one of the things he said was like people really lack fundamentals. That was like his biggest critique, is like they lack fundamentals. So it's like, okay, what are the fundamentals? What does he define as the fundamentals? What do all the people that I look up to define as the fundamentals? Oh, spatial reasoning, oh, form, line, right? And then everything going off of that. Okay, I'm just gonna min-max for decades. Not just on that, but like really create my strong foundations, right? Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna try something different. So let's create, because again, like the main thing is to like always reinforce. Oof, okay, this is really hurting my brain, because again, like while I'm talking, I'm like really trying to focus, but it's still a bit blurred. And now these moments where I kind of, again, I love this feeling. I love this feeling just of extreme discomfort. Like I genuinely love this feeling, right? Because this is where I'm growing. This is literally like what I'm telling you right now is like I'm in such extreme discomfort mentally, right? Because I'm calculating, I'm trying to see the box, I'm trying to see the sphere inside the box, the center lines, I'm trying to see literally 3 layers of perspective, right? I'm calculating really hard. And on top of that, I'm trying to see the center line. So let's do something like this, where we hopefully will... Okay, so that's not even that good, but it does set a bit of a decent precedent, right? And then that's... Okay, so if that's the center line that I've established, right? Something like this, okay. And then we want a shape that's following that perspective, right? Let's see. Okay, so that's the sphere. Okay, so I don't need to follow that just now. I can do something like this, right? And this way we can really establish perspective, like really... Oh man, like holding these 3 layers is so... This is the goal. The goal is to see those 3 layers constantly. It's like, and to see it like it's nothing, like to have to associate such little cognitive effort to seeing these things. You know what I mean? Because in the beginning, it was like that with the box, right? In the beginning, it was like that with the box. And again, even while I'm drawing these smaller shapes, it's so hard to hold on to the bigger shape, but in the beginning, it was like that with the box. And I want that to be very clear. The same amount of effort I'm putting towards this was the same amount of effort I put towards making a line and trying to see a horizon line. Same amount of effort, same effort. It's just, you keep doing it, you keep trying to improve, and you just simply, like, neuroplasticity, like you learn those things. When you put excessive effort towards learning something consistently, that thing becomes more intuitive, and the skills you accumulated, with that effort become more intuitive, right? So when people say intuition, like when professional artists or just really advanced artists say it's all intuition, what they don't... Oh, see, like this is off perspective because I didn't hold it properly, but what they don't actually, like, what they're not explaining to you is like it's intuition based off of hundreds and thousands of hours of effort towards skills, meta skills. It's like a shit ton of skills, like larger skills and meta skills, right? Meta skills, right? That have now compounded to flow, intuition. Oh no, it's all intentional. It's all based off of actual not cold, but like legitimate logic and spatial reasoning. Of course, I'm talking about people who are really good draftsmen and create representational art, right? But anyways, so where's this going? I tried creating a big shape and then I created a thing here. So now it's like, okay, how do I spatially reason this? Well, I like a little bit of a diagonal. So maybe... And that's gonna be really subtle, right? And then we could do something like this, right? And I want to be very clear. I'm experimenting and I'm trying to figure out how this even makes sense, right? Whether it even makes sense. But right now, it's just about trying to get it on the other side as well. So this, right? This is... Okay, so this is again gonna be following the contour. The question is, how do I want it to follow? Because I can make that choice. Okay, so something like this. There you go. See, this is the subtlety that I like, right? And again, we will try to see it on the other side. Again, I'm trying to really hold that box, the sphere inside the box. I'm losing the sphere completely and the center line, so I'm trying to recalibrate to really see that box. And this is the fucking grind, because again, I'm trying to see the big picture, big box, in proportion, consistently maintaining proportion. Sphere inside box, consistently maintaining proportion. This centered on the plane, the front plane of this box, that has to be proportional, right? Everything based off of the side plane, the front plane, the fucking top plane, whatever, like trying to keep it proportional. And then also trying to think about the horizontal line and the center line, right? How long has it been? Oh damn, 55 minutes. Yeah, the horizontal line, the horizontal center line, the vertical, what the fuck? This is the horizontal center line, vertical center line, right? And then on top of all that, when I'm trying to fucking draw these small things and I'm trying to calculate like how even they are and all that shit, maintaining every single thing I just mentioned, visualized on the page, in my mind, fucking consistently proportioned. It's difficult. It's very difficult, which is why it's worth doing. Right? It's like, that's literally why it's worth doing. Otherwise, there's no fucking point of doing anything. And I want to be very clear, you're capable of doing your version of this, okay? Like, one thing that nuance is lost. Like, you might be thinking, like, you're saying I can do this right now? No, I'm not saying you can do this right now. Unless you can. Unless you actually have the spatial reasoning abilities to do it, right? I'm saying you can practice to achieve this slowly and steadily. If you can't draw a line, all your cognitive effort is going to be towards drawing that line and trying your fucking best to maybe turn that line into a plane in perspective, right? Like, you might be spending the same amount of mental energy I'm spending right now on this line and then trying to think about, okay, now like I need another line that's following a vanishing point. Let's just say, and you're spending all your energy being like, there's a vanishing point here. Fuck, there's a vanishing point here. Okay, there's a vanishing point here. Okay, now visualize it. And you fucked up. Right? And you fucked up. Okay, great. Now you know. It's like, dude, I spent so much energy. Wonderful, amazing, made mistake. Hundreds of fucking thousands and hundreds and thousands of repetitions. I need to slow down. Hundreds and thousands of repetitions later, you can see I talk fast when I get passionate. Apologies. Right? Hundreds and thousands of repetitions later, dozens of hours later, ta-da! You can now be like, okay, well, this is basically like has a very slow convergence. Let me do one with more of a drastic convergence. Let's do something like that. Okay, cool. Now we have a vanishing point there, we have a vanishing point there. Now we're gonna turn into a box. So on, so on, so on. It's like just excess cognitive energy. Excess cognitive energy. Like, that's all we can focus on. Right? And again, let's just, now I can draw like the simple small shapes. Right? Now this is cool. This is starting to look definitely fucking pretty interesting. Right? But like, I need to obviously still think. There you go. We'll do something like this. And this will inform my sphere. There you go. Now, if that informs my sphere, on the other side, it's actually a bit smaller. See? So I fucked it up. Like, I shouldn't have been that small, but either way, see, I'm trying to really think about the box, really see how's it going. Let's see, something like, okay, so this is difficult. This is very difficult to maintain. I want to be very clear. Right, this is very difficult to maintain. So let's try something like, okay, this is going down the contour, right? It's going, because that's out. This is going down, bring out, bring down again. Think about the perspective. You see, like, it's all just following the plane. And then we can bring this out again. And I get to choose where I want to attach it, which is nice, right? Like, that's where spatial reasoning really tends to shine. I'm really trying to think about how this is going to connect on the other side. That's okay. It's nothing incredible, but it's okay. But now, like, you can see, like, this isn't really centered as well as I would have liked it. But who knows? Maybe I can do something here that makes it centered a bit better. Right? No, see, it's not even that centered anymore. And that's purely because I fucked this line up and I should have made it much more subtle. Like, this shouldn't be this much, there shouldn't be this much space here. But it's okay. That's a learning lesson. Right? And I can actually change this a little bit to see, like, if I have a line like that, right? That means, yeah, we could do something like this. Okay, see, I'm losing the box. We need to take it a step back and we need to really think about that top plane, because this is all based on the top plane, and it's very subtle. It's very subtle, right? So I already fucked this up because I made this wrong compared to this side plane. So now we have to, now actually I have to think about like, how does that make sense? Like in this top plane, when it's so subtle, when a line goes like, what seems to be like this, right? What does that mean? How does that look like on the other side? It's, see, okay, is it like that? It might be like that, right? And then obviously I have to rotate this around the other side. And I have to think. Okay, see, like this is the difficult part. So I have to rotate it around the other side. Because this is, let's see, something like that. You know, that's the top plane. It's much more out. It's like this, right? So if I bring it all the way over here, then it should be something like this. This also can be technically diagonal, right? I could technically make it a diagonal, which means that we could do something like that. Well, then that means that this on the other side, and you can see there's a lot of calculating going on, which could be completely incorrect, by the way. It could be completely fucking incorrect, which is the most important part to note, right? But even then, just to reinforce the perspective, we're going to, there you go. So now it is diagonal. Okay, it's let's say it's diagonal, and it's also going inward, because we can still have the exact same thing, but it's going inward. So it's crossing two planes. It's going down diagonally, and then it's going across this way on the front plane, right? So now that I've established that a little bit, maybe, and again, I have to think about the perspective. Like this is, because how does that look when it comes to maybe something like that? Maybe this could be completely fucking wrong, and I could have just butchered the perspective, right? It's very possible, but let's see. And then we will establish perhaps, well, now I got to think about some shape that looks nice here, right? While also trying to keep the fucking perfect sphere in mind, right? Within the correct box, which is slowly starting to lose its lose its place. But again, like fucking just constantly trying to think about this. Actually, I'm gonna rest my brain. I'll be right back. I encourage you to rest your brain as well. Okay, cool. Let's try to recalibrate, because that's always the best thing that can be done, is just trying to slowly recalibrate. And let's see what I can do. Well, first and foremost, I think something like this would look cool. So something like, and I want something to jut out, right? But if we just follow this design language, bring it back, and then do something like this, right? That's like, okay, now we've established perspective again. Obviously very difficult to hold this in my mind, like genuinely very difficult. And you can see this is why I'm obsessed with clean lines, because line work does make a huge difference, right? And trying to make sure that this is obviously in the correct perspective, because I lost it again. Like when I'm drawing these smaller shapes, like I completely lose the perspective, which is why it's also an important skill to zoom out. Even though, like, you know, like zoom out from like staying back from the paper, which I've been very good at. Like I've built that skill, like it's pretty decent, right? But also zoom out in the sense that your eyes need to zoom out, and that's a skill. It's all skills. It's all fucking skill, right? And again, you're capable of that skill. What a fucking shock I said that again, right? But oof. Okay, so I need to think. Well, maybe this is probably just the best thing that could be done, which is, there you go. Maybe just something like that to reinforce the perspective, right? Probably just the best thing that I could do right now. And then this is also part of the perspective, which is good. Now I just need to make this look relatively compelling, because this already kind of looks meh, and I'm pretty sure I fucked the perspective up here. Like when I think about it, right, it probably should have been something like over here, but then how would that even look? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, if that's the center, right, and then this is the top plane, basically, right, this is the top plane. I'm just trying to think, like, okay, so we have the center line right around there, and then we have something very subtle like this. So if it's on the other side, it would, oh, okay, it's more like that. It is more like that, so I was right, but I'm just trying to think, like, how does that make sense? Because how does it curve around? Ah, I see what I did wrong. So this should have just been, it should have been more like this. Like that maybe? Yeah, yeah. And then this would have been smaller in the middle. Yeah, okay, I see now. Yeah, see, so that's what's making this look really off right now in terms of perspective. Okay, that makes sense. That's a good thing. Like, I understand that better now. Well, to make this look kind of more interesting, it's probably best to maybe just add like a little shape like this, right? And then maybe add some cylinders. Again, I'm really trying to think about the overall the perspective. Like, I really am. It may not seem like it because things kind of look awkward, and I understand that. But oh wait, maybe that's wrong too. But yeah, okay. And now this just needs to, like, dude, like, I'm losing that perspective so much. But who knows? Who knows if this actually looks decent? But I'm trying to keep the perspective in mind while I draw this. Try to create interesting shapes and hopefully not fuck it up too much. Okay, so I want to actually have this wrap around, so because it's gonna wrap around the other side too, right? So let's see, something like, right, and then this is the end of my sphere, like right around here, I believe. Right, so we'll, and this is actually way too this is way too prominent. It's definitely not subtle enough, but okay, something like that. And then we can just, oh, see, again, the curves, it's all like gesture too, right? Trying to get decent curves. Kind of looks okay. It kind of looks okay, but this is I love this process. Like, I'm slowly figuring out how to make these shapes look more interesting. And again, I'm really trying to keep the center line and the sphere in my mind. Like, I'm genuinely really trying. Right? So that kind of looks cool. Now, yeah, like now you see we can add the tiny details that are like, oh, okay, this maybe is relatively interesting. And again, like, it's all, like, even when I add these details, I'm really trying to focus on just, I guess, like, the ratios and the design and all that stuff, right? To make it so that it does look like something. And even now, I'm really, really trying to fucking focus on the box and the sphere. Even though I've already finished it, like, fuck, man, like, it's so hard. It's so fucking hard. And this is slightly better in terms of the perspective, like, retaining it. I'd like to believe that. But now my eyes are just glazed over. Like, literally when I did that, my eyes glazed over. So I'm trying to take a step back and to think about it again properly, right? I mean, center line isn't bad, to be honest. Like, what we did in the center isn't bad. Let's see. Maybe we can, like, what's like a good ratio that would complement this? I don't know. I don't know what would complement this, to be honest. Right now I'm really just trying to keep it simple with the boxes being manipulated in terms of, like, cutouts, diagonals, and all that shit, which is, simple for me. Like, objectively, it is now. It's cool. Like, I really appreciate that. That's something that's relatively simple for me. But yeah, this is the angle this should have been, I think. Because if I try to extend this outward, it's like, I don't know what that even means. Like, how does it even fit on the other side? Because this is so subtle, right? So clearly it should be internally, it should have been corrected. But it's not corrected anymore, and that's just what it is, all right? Because it's really hard to figure out diagonals in this perspective. Like it's really hard. Because that's the center line, and then it's like, okay, what kind of diagonal did I even create here? Right, I created a very subtle one. And then we gotta think like, okay, what does that look on the other side? Again, it looks like this, right? It looks like that, or like this, you know. And those are the things that are like my brain. I'll tell you this, like I couldn't compute it, which is why I had to actually draw it out because it was really hard to compute it, right? Even with ghosting or whatever. So let's see. Right, and I think this is actually too short, but all these things are starting to look like they kind of have some sort of mechanical. Like I want to try more shapes, to be honest. Let's see. Let's bring this back, and let's do something like this, something like that. Again, really try to push my shape designs, and you know, like this. There you go, something like that. Right, and then this can perhaps close off earlier, and then this can, let's see, maybe it can go a bit longer, right, in perspective, but it's actually going to also taper outwards, right? And maybe that looks interesting. See, I fucked up that line, so maybe it doesn't look interesting anymore. So I fucked up that line too, so there you go. And like maybe that looks cool, right? And maybe to make it look cooler, and the thing is like this is on the other side now, right? So clearly I have to, but we don't really see that, do we? No, we don't really see that, because, okay, see, like this is coming out. It's, yeah, it's on like, it's like right here. We don't really see that at all, because it's obviously not something that's jutting out extremely, right? At least I don't believe so. And I know the videos, like this actually should have been a bit wider here as well. Like these are also misaligned, but it's not bad. I've got like, again, like this is the thing that's throwing it off the most, right? I might as well just make that fix right now. Like this, it should have been like that already. Like if we just, like that already looks way more in perspective, and it's still following the diagonal slightly. This is actually like pretty accurate, I would say, in terms of the perspective. Like I did do my best to retain it after all, right? But it's when, you know, but that's the reality. Like that's the actual, the inaccurate perspective that I applied, and this fucking killed my brain. And I'll probably draw another hour today, maybe in a couple hours, maybe at night, or maybe I won't. Who knows? Like it's a Saturday, so an hour a day is what I'm just telling myself I'm doing for the time being. Roughly 5 days a week, again, like I did in the first 2 years, because I have more shit on my plate right now. But, and how long has it been? Oh, it's been an hour and 12 minutes. Okay, well I'll stop soon. I'm just trying to think, like, is there any other design elements that can be added without overcrowding this? I feel as if this is pretty decent. I just kind of want to add one more thing. But maybe it's best to leave it, right? Like I kind of want to add something else, but I can't really think about perhaps like the best way to do that, right? Brain is very tired, and I'm still trying to see like the box and the sphere inside the box. Slowly but surely I'm getting better, but bless me. But yeah, it's just slow efforts. Maybe just something like this to really reinforce the perspective, right? Yeah, maybe just something like that, and then we'll have it be a slight little subtraction, I guess. Maybe that looks cool, maybe it doesn't. Still figuring out design, which I'm happy. Like I'm happy in figuring out design, right? Figuring it out is the fun part, after all, right? Is there anything else that I want to do? Is there something that makes it look like it could be more functional, right? What if I do something like this, right? Add little, because you see this in hard surface design all the time, right? Where we try to kind of, oh look, like now it looks like it's, now the sphere actually looks like a little helmet, right? That's placed around it. Same thing if I do maybe here, like this establishes that they have, because the thing is things need gaps and separation to imply, and this is just me thinking out loud, right? Perhaps it's wrong, but like having these gaps implies that, oh, okay, like they're attached, like that there's things are being affixed, right? And Let's see. I want to give a little bit of white space, but at the same time, I'm just this is like this could look bad, but I'm just like, what if I had grill marks here? And I'm really trying to lean into the whole like, what if I do this? What if I do that? While obviously still zooming out and trying to think about perspective. Like, what if there's four? Like, how does that change it? I don't know. Kind of looks okay, but now I can tell like, oh, I fucked up the alignment. Oh, see, I fucked up that line. Okay, we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it. But getting slowly but surely, we're getting better, right? But I hope me explaining exactly how difficult this is reframes for you that whatever spatial reasoning and art practice you're doing, it's meant to be difficult, and you like that is what it is. Like, and it's the effort you put in is mwah, beautiful, and it's all that matters. But yeah, with that being said, as always, right? Good session. Yeah, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me money.